So we are aware what is Jira because all of you have told that we have some idea towards Jira. So Jira basically is a software tool which is used by IT company to communicate and to also have a track on each of the portion or the project. How is it running? Who are the responsible people? On when is the period of delivery or report submission date, and many more aspects. So this is a small portion of Jira. We will learn more towards it as and all we proceed. However, for again introduction, my name is Ravi and I am here to help you understand what is Jira on behalf of COP. So Jira is inherited from the Japanese word Gojira, where which means it's as a Godzilla. We know that creature. Jira is a project management tool used for issue tracking, bug tracking, and other project management purposes. So this is what all about Jira understanding. Now, the agenda, what we will going to learn or discuss today is what is Jira, how a Jira is used for Agile team, and we will go through our Jira screens and navigations to have a better understanding on how Jira looks like and behave. Beginning with Jira, Jira service management empowers teams with adaptable practices, an open platform, and streamlined workflow that bring developers and operations team together. So this Jira works like a bridge between them so that whichever assignment is worked or done by the developer team, and in order to cross check how it's performing, this tool is used to track the status. Also, Jira software is a part of family of product designed to help teams of all types of work which can be managed. Originally, Jira was designed only as a bug and issue tracker when it was first introduced. But today, Jira has evolved into a powerful work network management tools for all of its kind. One minute, guys. Guys, are you facing any kind of disturbance in the background?
No, Ravi.
Yes,
No, not much, Ravi.
no, sir. No, sir.
Yes, I'm facing.
What kind of?
Yes, sir. It is. It is.
Some background sound.
I think you.
For me, it's clear, sir.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what to do because I'm in a quiet room.
Yeah.
Give me a minute in that case.
Please ask audience to mute their mic.
Are you facing any background noise still?
No, sir.
No,
No, it's good now.
Okay, fine. So Jira software is a part of family of products designed to help teams of all types of manage work. So whatever comes in terms of IT requirement or whatever we do between a BA to developer or developer to PM and PM to other aspect of the testing or networking team, Jira is the one tool which is helpful to relate and to understand the status or the progress of the project. But today, Jira has evolved into a powerful work management tool for all kind of use cases. Whatever comes in IT, Jira is the only application, not the only. There are others like Trello and all, but Jira is basically considered for this aspect. Okay, and this works from requirement, use case requirement, and test case management to agile software development. This is about Jira perspective. How does a Jira work for agile team? For teams who practice agile methodologies, Jira software provides Scrum out of the box assistance. We will have a tagline over there or a header which can talk about Jira or Scrum. Boards are task management hub where tasks are mapped to customizable workflows. Boards provide transparency across teamwork and visibility into the status of every work item. So we can capture and track on it how it is happening for each of the aspect of the work. Team tracking capabilities and real-time performance report, burn up, down charts, sprint reports, velocity charts enable team to closely monitor their productivity over time. I believe we are aware with what is burn up, down chart, sprint report, velocity. Have we heard of this name ever?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So we will have that idea on it. We can look on that as well. So Jira software supports an agile methodology for software development, and those aspects are considered like issue tracking, customizable workflow estimation and work logging, progress reporting, Scrum boards, project level permission, project backlog, email notification, and roadmaps. Let us see how it is happening. So can you see the Jira screen? This is for the week, August 13 till August 17, 2012 example given. If you see on the screen, you have green and red, blue color. These are the calendar or the schedule mapping, what they are working for. Are you able to see? Is it visible?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So this is how it looks like in terms of a team lead. So we gave it in terms of operations, how it is happening. Let that be any idea, or let that be a webinar on the chart. Whatever happening, who is doing, and what is the duration, it has to be here. As an IT personnel, we have to maintain our scheduler every time, so that whenever a meeting is happening, and if you are the part of the team, the originator should be able to know that either you are busy or engaged. So this is the one portion where it describes about your calendar activity for the day and all the coming weeks. Same thing if I had to look in different aspect of per day, not the week, per day, Monday through Friday. There are a lot of activities happening in terms of these people who are working for any of the client or the project. If you can see bicycle adventure in Lambia and he's in a holiday. Then Jira warning development, there are something happening which has to be alert. I mean, it has to trigger an alert where a team will get to know that we have to look upon this area. This is where the color code will change, and this color coding will not change automatically. We have to define that. Most of the times we have to define where in which I am working in one software area and how it has to look. The priority might be low, medium, high, and how it want to reflect in the scheduler. So this portion will look in this aspect. Going forward, this is how it will look for each day. So I'm having, let's say, 6 people and what they're doing. This person is in complimentary holiday, so we cannot disturb him. He's in green color because he's out of office. The other person is going through Linux training. We can't even disturb him. Okay. Parallelly, other person is in a Jira technology webinar for the client to introduce or help them understand how they can access or relate their work progress using Jira. Similarly, the other people you can see in the other blue color coding, they will be relating to their activity, what they're doing for that particular day and the time. Now, this lady over here is for 2 hours of Moscow technique discussion. So you can relate it in very easy aspect, how to schedule a meeting, how to know who is doing what. Okay, if your team is 6 members, all the 6 people name with the activity must reflect in this calendar. Anybody who says I'm idle, we are good to assign them a kind of work depending upon their area of expertise. Now this will look like a Jira sprint dashboard. Can you see the sprint name? All sprints here.
Yes.
Okay. Left side, you can navigate between the sections, could be backlog or releases or report or issues or the components, whichever we are assigning, which we are taking care. Now, here what happens, it is not that everybody will access everything. This work or sprint, whatever is given to one person, let's say A, B, C. A is working on first sprint, B is working on second sprint. They will go through that until the testing and everything is completed. So your product backlog, we have the dashboard where it says your task, PBI item task, and then complete done, and then progress. this will move, we have to move it automatically. Rather, I will not call automatically, we have to do it at times manually also, so that I can ensure that my part of work is completed. This is the beginning of the sprint, how it is assigned and how they work on it. You will click on each of them and to find out how it looks like in the next screen. Now, can you see the backlog of the sprint? We have moving to backlog screen. If you can see in the center console, you have a section where it's talk about requesting available flight is now taking. And this is happening from past 5 seconds. And this will also give you the priority list with the name who are working on it. On the left-hand side, you have all the issues which is related to this particular sprint. Could be in last team sprint or your space travel. These are the client names most of the time, which will relate to understand what area we are working and what is the area of address concern which has to be addressed. On the top, you have header where you can see the dashboard, projects, issues, boards, and you can create. This create is, we'll discuss more on this, but let us see how it looks like when I'm doing next with the backlog. This is the Jira client mail section where it will show in 3 different windows. In left hand side, we'll talk about the navigation regarding the areas of its queries. Double click on each or any of them to run it. So once you click twice, it will open up on the right side, top bottom, top section. Tabs with query results. Each tab contains an issue table and issue details panel. So this is how it look like when you click twice on all ALM Works Jira. And then if you want to look more in this, the down panel or the right side bottom will reflect the issue detail panels with its own toolbar of action available for displayed issue. This is how it will look like in terms of general. And if you see, there are multiple headers on top, which will talk about the version testing in progress, report by me or who is handling it, updated today, open and unresolved issues, and your project name H4J. So this will look like in terms of a Jira client for any client. It is just given ALM here. Any task you work, it will have its name and it will have its tree bottom. If you see the down contents. Yeah, Santosh.
Sir, actually, we are at install stage. We are moving too fast.
Okay, 1 minute. So will that be okay if I can go back to the previous 2 slides and start from there?
Yes, sir.
So are we clear in this aspect? How does that navigation look for a team lead or in example of a BA sometimes? Are you able to understand
Yes,
what
sir.
is this here?
Yes, sir. But are you going to explain like how these needs to be created?
Yeah, I will do this once the slides are over.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So it's not only with slides. We have a trial version which you can download in your laptop as well for have a better experience on that. Okay. But I will show you how to initiate that first. So I hope this particular section is clear to you, how it is happening for the calendar.
Hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, Vignesh.
Sir, sorry, sir. The red color has been shown. So the red color means, what does it actually mean? Representing?
There's a meeting happening, one-on-one meeting.
So one-on-one meeting will have red color and the green color is for.
Okay. Now red and green is something showing up on the priority. What is the priority happening? How I want to relate it. One-on-one meeting is for an aspect which is important to be addressed. So it will be blocked in a way that person will not be disturbed for that hour. If you see on the top, it is 11:30 to 1 o'clock.
Understand.
Okay, this duration, this time, this person will not be disturbed because he is in some aspect of work which he is taking care. Okay, other aspect, blue is something about the office ideas. They are doing some kind of meeting. Could be a brainstorming, could be of any meeting happening.
Okay.
Whichever are the color coding given here, that is totally depending upon the person. It is not about like you give green or red or white, whatever. The subject or the header what you define shows the importance. However, we place it in a color coding. If I give in a blue, it's something anybody can join. Okay. Now, if you see on the here on the center one, it is between 15 to 16:30. Internal staff training is happening. This is called ZAS training, something about. Okay. Now, who is conducting it is this person. Fine. And the duration is there now. This you can open multiple time. You can be a part of it. You can exit again. You can join back. It is an open platform. Okay. Parallelly for Jira methodology, if it is explaining in terms of webinar, it is for 4 hours, which is happening by this person. You can
That could
parallelly
be
be a part of it.
okay. Basically, the green one can be about Jira or marketing research. These things will happen internally or with the external client. Or the green client. That's my logic.
Sorry, could you repeat again?
You're saying that blue color things, meetings that's been presented in that particular column
Mhm.
is representing with the office internal meetings.
Right.
For example, yeah.
Yes.
For the green ones is like explaining Jira methodology to who?
Internal and external team sometimes.
Okay, fine.
Okay. But when it comes to red color one-on meeting and happening, if you are doing some kind of chat session or something, we will keep it on higher priority so that nobody is disturbing in that duration, 1 or 2 or whatever you schedule it, because you are there with the stakeholders or the client.
Okay,
Fine.
fine. Take care.
Okay. Next is on this. Now this one is for the first slide was for the week, August 13 to 17. Next, I'm taking for the daily basis. When it comes for week basis, I will show the scheduler, like I am doing what for the week. However, on the daily basis, how am I occupied from beginning 9 to evening 6 or 5, whatever is there. This particular option will show in each individual calendar. If you see here, it shows planning Atlassian user group in a Moscow technique. Morning 10 to evening 6, he is occupied entirely for this work only, this particular developer or who are the employees there. And then next person is with nice ideas, feasible calendar for Jira. So these are the headers or the topic on which they are working for this day of, like this is a Wednesday for which it has been assigned. Parallelly, other team members, whoever are working for what area, it will be scheduled, it will be defined here. Sometimes we have to give them a task as a Scrum Master. Okay. Sometimes they only will discuss and they will schedule the meeting, which will reflect in Jira. Giving them priority, how much important. Red color, wherever comes, we have to be a little aware that I should not be, either I should be in the part of the meeting. If I am allowing that person, that other person should not disturb them in that duration. However, if they want, they can contact you back. So this is what it looks in terms of daily Jira schedule or the calendar. Next, this is for the individual person for my team. If you select your team, you have 6 to 7 members. What are they doing? Quite possible that every day you will have all the team member available, or 1 or 2 might be on leave for whatever reasons it may be. They have to mention that thing in Jira scheduler. It has to reflect there that I am in a holiday for so and so date. I will not be available. Please contact so and so person on behalf of me during this period. Parallelly, if somebody is in meeting like Linux training or any training happening by the person, since it's a training or meeting with important people, we will mark it with the red, considering or showing them idea that it is important. Please do not disturb us. Next, again, you have webinar for client, Jira methodology. So this is also important, but it is an open platform where anybody from our team can be part of it. Same way, other aspects will be reflecting in different color. Color coding will define by you or by Scrum Master telling that you keep it in red and green so that we'll get to know which is important and not to disturb, and which is place where we can join the meeting or exit out of that. So is it clear for the individual team basis of scheduler?
Yes.
Understood, sir.
Okay. Next is Jira screen navigation in terms of the sprint. So we all know when we are working for the sprint, there is a lot of user story, right? We will work on multiple user story. We will give PV value, CP value, and many things happen. How is it getting assigned to the developer team? What we use the Moscow technique over there to figure out which is the must and the most important. So what happens when you are assigning this thing? We will not give them in a piece of paper or something. Rather, this will be done in the Jira application itself. We will create the issue name or the story name, and we will assign to who is working, developer 1, developer 2, developer 3, developer 4, like that. And what is the duration for that sprint? 1 week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks. So once you create, the overall screen looks something like this. If you can see here, it's giving issue number TIS 37, TIS 10, and so on. So this is given by the system itself or by Jira tool itself. We will not define TIS and all those things, but Jira will create that IDs. Okay. Having saying this, okay, are we clear in this sprint how it looks like? This is the summary page. It will showcase how many sprints are in progress. If you see the header, 4 in progress, 1 code review is pending, and 7 is done. So whichever is done, we will either move it manually, or if the date condition is given, automatically that sprint will move into done situation or done column. Okay, are we clear with this aspect on how sprint Jira page will look like? Any doubt here, guys?
No.
No.
On the same aspect for Jira, backlog. We talk about product backlog, sprint backlog, how it will look like. What is backlog? Backlog is the entire stories over there, right? Which is still to be worked upon and assigned to the developers. Now, when I look in the backlog section here, under issues or the epics, if you can see here, you can see the name epic. It says all issued related towards my client. Let's see, it's a C space easy plus is the client. And how is it working for last team support, space travel partners, summer, Saturn sale? These are the examples based on which they are working. Afterburner plus. So this is a space, what do you call that kind of project towards which they are trying to work upon. So how does it happen? In sprint, requesting available flights is now taking. Okay. Minute. And this is from the client name C space easy plus, where we can, if you click on this particular section of this, it will reflect in the bottom. So it will give all the sprint what is considered here with the marking of the priority and what is the status of it. Parallelly, you can also see if there are any attachment which is there provided for the better understanding on the right hand side. If you see, it says screenshot, how it is working, how it has been drawn in terms of relatability. Next. One minute. Now this is for the Jira screen navigation, where we can figure out for each of the client what are the status updated and what we have to consider, which is primary, which is important or which is with the medium priority section. Left hand side under tags, you will have your client name. Here it is given as ALM works. You consider any name over there. And when we want to see what is the status of it, you have to click twice. Or on the same name corner, you can see there's a plus mark. So once you click, all the connected series of the subtasks will reflect down. How many issues are there? How many epics are created? How many stories are there? What is the sprint duration? What is the status? How many completed? How many pending? Or how many are there with the still new issues? Everything will reflect here. Same thing you can see under subtask area, which will reflect on the right top. If you see showing 1143, sorry, H43 in ALM works Jira, H4J is the name given. Structure plugin won't start. Structure data update lag is very high on the Groundhopper board. These are the issues which is currently happening. How many of them are resolved or closed? You can see on the right side, the first Groundhopper board is resolved. Next two are closed. Third, fourth is again resolved. So this is how you'll get to know what is the status. How critical it is will be reflecting in the fifth section. It will tell about critical, major, minor, or whatever. So this will reflect how you want to see what is the status on this one. Little more. Click on this section. In the right hand side bottom, you will see the attachments, if any applicable or available, along with the chatting between the developer and testing. Can we align the baseline? Screenshot attached here. Why the baseline is intentionally lower? See the image that is given. So there is a communication happening between each of the team with using this Jira tool. That is where Jira is so much famous. It won't let you or other, there will be no requirement for you to go and talk to any person in person. Using this particular tool, we can share the status, we can have a look on how it is happening, irrelevant of anything. So this is where it will look like in Jira screen. Next, on the same screen, yeah.
Can you just go back to the previous? Yes. So is that a summary? Is means a test report or something like that?
Which tab you're talking about?
The summary one, summary part. Means like structure plugin won't start and structure data updated lags is very high on.
The last section here, right?
No. The middle one.
Here,
showing
okay.
Yeah, that one.
Okay. So this is, let's say you're working for one of the portion or one of the user story. Okay. So when we say as a user story, like as a user, I want to log into so and so web page, and my acceptance criteria comes like how I should be registered over there with whatever mobile number or email ID, whatever, and what are the other conditions over there. For us, when we define, it becomes one user story. But when we are trying to narrate same thing in terms of Jira, we have to break that into separate issues. Because the developer, when they're working on this particular aspect, they will first create a framework that for application, there has to be a registration column where anybody can register, which will be mapped to database. Parallelly, on the next case or issue, what comes is how the user login has to be created so that anybody can use the login screen using any of the email IDs. I mean, Gmail or Yahoo Mail or whatever is there. Or if it's a company specific, that specification has to be mentioned. This summary will talk about each of that aspect. So if I give example, structure plugin won't work, means if I'm talking about your login section, okay, developer has defined that login is given only for the people who are having Gmail access or who is having Gmail user ID. But when his testing is being conducted, we get to know that Gmail is working, but for the people who have who already had a registration done on some time back, people beyond 2015 cannot access it. So that is an issue over there, right? Client would not have told that it is to be people who are 2015 and above. It should be common for anybody, irrelevant from when they are having ID. That particular section we can still raise here that it is working, but it is not allowing me for some section. So what tester will do, they will create an issue or a kind of bug that will reflect here. So again, developer will work on that one. Parallelly, when testers are creating a bug or issue over there, they will mention the priority on this one. It's major, minor, or critical. They will define. When developer was working, they will, after finishing that aspect, they will map it as closed or resolved. So this happens for each of that sprint or the story I can tell.
Okay, and also is Jira sent any notification to the developer? Means you have a means there is some bug in your code.
Yes, because what happens whenever this particular portion is worked, if you see here, this section, the color coding will change.
Okay.
So if I've given here amber color or pink color or whatever, stating there's an issue which is created newly, and if the testing team has worked, they will change the color to green, stating it is completed. Please have a look in that. So you have to cross check your dashboard every time. I mean, it's up to you how you want to check, but by end of the day, you should be able to give out a situation or a place where all the issues which is raised are being considered either in progress or is completed or is under still review.
Okay, so basically this tool is means mainly used by the testers, right?
No, everybody.
Okay.
This Jira application has the potential where it will define it. Let's say you are a BA and you have worked on user story, and now you have to assign the user story. Okay, So if I don't have Jira, how will I assign to the people?
Right.
Right. We will have a section over there where we'll create a new story. Okay. In terms of sprint, and we will give them a header name and a description, and then we will assign to who it is going. Maybe developer 1, developer 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, who are there. Okay. Once it is done over there, we will give a sprint timing also. 1 sprint, 2 sprint, like that. Once that section is over, we will get an alert that this section is completed. Please move on to the next. Additionally or parallelly, we have to also check if the developer has created any new issue out of it. If there is any new issue which they are not able to understand, we have to address it. Sometimes they also define the issues which are obstructing them to work. We call it a word like impediment. You remember the word impediment?
Yes.
So they will define that there, that I am facing issue with the server or something like that, which needs to be addressed. So we get an alert in that. Okay, there is an issue in an email box. Your Jira will be configured with your official email, sorry. And whatever happens, you will get an alert that there is an alert from XYZ employee or developer towards an issue. Please have it resolved. So you have to look in that first. So we will look more in this. Are you clear with now in this screen?
Yes.
All of you?
Sir, who creates the sprints and all this issue?
Pardon?
Whatever you showed in the previous screen, the sprints and list of sprints. Who create and who assign the sprints to developers and all?
Scrum, for a Scrum team, we are the one, Scrum owner. Product
As
owner.
a BA, what is our part in this?
Sorry, can you be a little clear? I mean, your voice is echoing.
As a BA, what is our responsibility?
As a BA, okay. Now there is a difference. What we generally feel. BA is also known as Scrum owner. Is it true?
Yes, yes.
Right. So if I am working for a Scrum team, I'll be called as a Scrum owner rather than BA.
Yes.
Isn't it? So when you are working for a Scrum team, Jira application, if I'm using, I am the Scrum owner who will be working towards the user story along with the product owner. And then you have multiple aspects to be considered in terms of business value and complexity points and other areas. So once I'm done with all this section, I will start assigning, or Scrum owner will start assigning the user story to each individual developer, giving them a sprint time. Sprint 1, 8 people, they have 10 stories which they have selected. It will be assigned to them with the index stating you have chosen this part of work. Please work on this. Your sprint duration is 1, that is for 1 week or whatever. And then you have to revert back with the either the total status of it after completion or with any issues which you face. So basically, Scrum Master will do this work. Does this answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now next screen, in the same Jira client, we will have a button here which will talk about 2D distribution on and off. Like what happens when you assign a kind of work. This will go in 2 different dimensions. One in terms of a developer and one in terms of towards the testers also. Okay, but in the same aspect, you will define the area of work basis of the issues. If the issue is created by the developer telling during this particular framework, what I'm doing, I am finding this area a little confusing and I will term it as an issue. It will come to you also. This is the place where either I should be capable enough when I'm capable to answer that, when I am clear with the motive. Otherwise, I will head directly to the product manager asking them, this is the area where I'm facing a little difficulty. Please help me to relate it more clearly. If both of us are still confused, then we will call up the client. That aspect, that query will reflect in your branch era. If you see on the left side, for the next version, we will keep it in pending until there is a clarity. So once we have clarity, then we'll proceed for the next, and it will again reflect in the summary tab. Okay. Bottom, you have a section which will look like a table. Okay. This is the area where you can see all the issues which are updated. These 3 are actually interconnected, but it's not independent. This works separately, where if you see, this person has having this many activities, out of which, if you see the 27 is the total sum. This is total sum of 24 plus 23. 3 is still a issue, 24 is clear. This 3 has to be reviewed. How it will be reviewed? He has to trigger on this one. Once you click twice or thrice on this one, the summary section will open for this particular area, stating what are the area of concern and how it needs to be addressed. Okay. The next screen. Here we can prioritize or we can prioritize the importance of the task by dragging the case or scenario from the summary sheet to my branch. If you can see, I'm having March 74 and March 112, which is in a green color. And moment I try to drag it out of it to my tree or branch node, it will change the priority of it, because it is again reopened or it is in progress. If you can see the status, one is in progress and one is stays open. So I cannot let that complete, telling that it is completed or about to complete. No, we have to move this section to the priority here, changing the importance, and this will go in criticality. It is up to you how you want to move it. I am moving it for critical so that it is addressed as soon as possible. Okay, and the same option will look or the details you can see in the right side bottom. It's about the Mars 51 contains Mars 51 nuclear program. Whatever is the description of that particular item or the area will reflect here, along with when it was created, when it was last updated, who is the reportee, assignee, and many more options. So we will change the criticality of it when you drag item from the summary screen to your new issue screen. Okay. Any questions here?
No, Ravi.
No.
No,
Okay.
no.
This is a screen on the same application. If I have to find out which of the issue I'm working, you might be assigning one developer 3 to 4 sprint or 3 to 4 tasks. It becomes tough for you to find that in the inbox or the summary sheet. You can use the search bar here if you are able to recall the name or the phrase with what you have defined it. So moment you type here weather mask like this example, it will showcase all the related names and you will be able to recall that, means not recall, but to directly go into that mail directly. These all options will also reflect with the detailed information on the right corner. If you see, there is a communication happening between these people. Where did everyone go? That's a question. So the author or the person on the other side can answer anything. Wrong statement, curiosity, and there are multiple things they will discuss. This is anonymous depending upon the area of ask, what it is go, whatever is happening. But for me to find out about the statement, 1 minute. Okay, for me to figure out, yeah, who's Subhashri? Anyone Subhashri here? Yes, Subhashri, you have something to ask? Okay. On the left hand side, under the ALM work is nothing but my client name. We'll have a sample questions here, and it will have all the summary section being fed here. How many blockers are there? That is your impediment. What is the status towards my each story, critical, and how many are major? What is the status? How many are minor, which has been like nominal, which can be completed within few hours or say minutes? And what is the trivial out of it? This entire section will help you understand towards one particular client. You can do accomplish the same work with multiple clients, but you have to create that many multiple clients next to each other. And believe me, it will become more messy. So to avoid that area of confusion, we will go with one by one client working, so that it makes my work simple and I will be able to dedicate my time and understanding towards it more clearly. Okay. Any questions here?
No.
No.
Okay. The next one is towards the release burn down. Do we understand this graph? Original sprint and then story points. Have you ever seen this thing? Have you worked on this ever before this in our COPD nurturing session? Your burn down charts that will showcase how many sprints are there and how many completed or how many issues are reopened. So out of 35 here, there are 5 which is reopened in terms of issues which has to be addressed. There are others in terms of sprint 6 for 18 in which 15 more are reopened because of multiple issues whatever would have been faced by developer team. Additionally, there are 3 sprints which has no status.
नाही हो काम चालू बोला काहीच नाही होत आहे सर.
So additionally, we have 3 sprints here which has no status and we have to find out. You can see says 3 sprints remaining. Based on our velocity for the last 3 sprint, it will be 1 more sprint it will take to complete this version. So what is sprint duration actually?
1 to 4 weeks.
2 to 4 weeks.
2 to 4 weeks. 1 to 4
Ideal.
weeks. Ideal we can tell, but 1 week is again depending upon the area of work what we are doing, right? How much puny it is or how much small it is. Most of the time when you assign work to developer, we will assign in a quantum of 4 to 5 minimal. So 1 week might not be sufficient for them to work on it. So we consider from 2 to 4 weeks. Okay. So here you can see there are 8 velocity per sprint happening and 3 remaining. These are 3 sections which is still remaining. To know more, you have to click on this learn more and it will talk about this particular sprint which is still not attended or not completed. Who has created? What is the issue name? What is it as issue? Is it a bug? Is it a task? What it is? So it will showcase here. So this is how it will look like in terms of screen for Jira.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Generally, we do this burn down chart on Excel, right? I mean,
Excel we asked you to do because it gives us the understanding how it will look like. Okay. Now all this while we didn't have the Jira. We don't have Jira application with us, right? To understand how it goes and how it happens. So to understand the calculation portion, how it happens, we give you the content, the baseline and the actual value based on which we created the burn down charts.
so we get this burn down chart in Jira itself only.
Yeah, in Jira also we will have it.
Okay.
Okay, it will have a section where it will show, but it depends upon the Scrum Master if he has to activate it to get it. Everybody will not be able to get that access. Okay. So is it clear till this screen? All of you?
BS don't have access to this burn down chart?
No, BA will have.
Okay.
BA
You
will
said
have. No, what I'm telling here is for burn down charts, it will be showcased only with the product owner.
okay.
Okay, but for developer team and all, we will only represent this thing when we are in a meeting with the client and everybody. Otherwise, we will not show. It is for our reference that where are we standing, so that we can ask the team that we are running behind the schedule or we are far from the schedule. How we can show these things? We have the data with us, which will show that for us this particular sprint, we had 20 stories. However, we have only completed 10. 10 more are there to work, so kindly pace up the work. So we will see how it happens, but let me see if I'm able to pull out this diagram or the burn down chart in my application. Okay. All of you clear till here, this section?
Yes.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
So what is the meaning of 8 velocity per sprint?
Sorry, I'm unable to understand. Your voice is not clear actually.
It is written 8 velocity per sprint.
I'm sorry.
Right side. From the right side, it is written.
He's asking 8 velocity per sprint. What is that? I think so.
Yes, yes, yes.
What is the meaning of velocity? Can I ask if you remember, which we have practiced?
No, sir, actually, I think this velocity means speed of doing work. I think I'm not clear on velocity.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm unable to hear you. However, the velocity is something depicted in terms of your team capability of working. The entire story, what is defined in terms of user stories and small sprint, how many sprint or how many story my team can take over in one sprint, I can talk about or give a word like velocity. In this duration on this part of 1 week, if I say I had 8 velocity per sprint, means my team is working in 8 different big stories, out of which 5 is completed, but 3 is still pending. Now, each story, what we talk here does not relate like as a user story, I want to log in as an acceptance criteria, I should be registered. No. Internally, when the team is working, they will find some issue, they will create that many issues over there, according to which your one story might come up with even 10 to 12 issues. So this is an original core over here. Out of my 36, 35 stories, 5 issues are there in the original sprint. In the sprint 6, what happened is out of 18, or rather out of the 40, 80 is completed, 16 is still reopened with the new issues. We will see more in this so that you have a clarity on how it is happening. Okay. So the next, we have a free link for you. I mean, it is on an open platform. It is. You can click on this link and you can register yourself for 30 days trial on Jira application, how it will look like and how to work on it. So let's head straight towards that. So this is how it look like Atlassian application basis. You have a free 30-day free trial, which you can download in your laptop and you can work. However, I have downloaded it already. So I will go straight to that screen and we'll begin on the work. So this is my Jira application in trial version, which I'm having. There is a difference between Jira trial version and a full-fledged version. There are some restriction in trial version, whereas in companies what you purchase, you will have all the options available. Now, can you see I am having my dashboard for work? That is
No, Ravi.
Sir, we are not able to see your
sorry,
screen.
sorry. 1 minute. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
So once you click on that link, you will end up in this screen. This is for Atlassian free trial period for 30 days. You can download in your laptop and you can have a practice on it so that you will get to know what is happening. Since I have downloaded already, I am moving to that particular screen. And this is my application which I have downloaded. Like I said, there is a difference between this free trial version to the company application where you have some limitations. This download version will not give you all the leverage like the one which you have in company. For instance, in my dashboard, you can see there are 2 items currently working for eCart and one is for STFC team management software. Is it visible?
Yes.
And eCart, I'm having 1 open issue, and STFC, I'm having 10 open issues right now. So I can either click on my eCart, okay, and it will take me the section where I can look more in terms. Left side, you can see it shows a roadmap, backlog, active sprint, reports, issues, component, and other aspects. Okay. So now what I will do, I will stick to my backlog. I will try to see what is there. I can see there are sprint number 13, 14, few are blank over there. Let me click on to my particular screen and I'll see for the issues if anything is created by me. I don't see any sprint created by me yet. So it is done by my any other developer or any other thing. How to find out if this thing is still worked or not? Okay, so you can click on this particular aspect of create issue. Okay, and you can write down okay. So I'm done with this. Once I'm done with this section, I'll click on the area in the three dot, which will give me option called create issue. Can you see this name? I'm having the project name. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes.
Now, this section will have project name towards which project I'm working. All the project, whatever is there with that account will reflect in this way. These all are the project name. Whichever project you're trying to work on, click on that project. You can give the name, either it's a story or a bug or epic. So I am finding a different case, so I'm creating it as task. Okay. When I give task, my summary stands like this. What are the issues described? Unable to locate any. Please specify the path. If I have to drop any related files which I am trying to work on, that I will attach here. Otherwise, I will scroll down. If I'm finding any block issues, no block required. Issues not required. I will leave as it is. Assigning, I will either leave it automatic or I can assign to myself. If not, I can click on the drop down and I can see to whom I have to assign. So I'm having a person here who is like a other related person. I'll take the name. I will give the priority as high, not highest, because it is something which I'm unable to locate the issue. Leave everything as it is blank and just create. The moment you create on this particular section, you see here your EC36 has been created but is currently not visible. This is where the issue comes with the trial version, because it might not reflect sometime. Whereas in a full version, it will show every issue which I have created. Are you able to understand the gap between the trial version and the original application, or the application
Yes.
which is used by the company?
Yes.
Okay. So this is where we're not able to figure out. However, if you want to check on the roadmap also on the same section, you can see the differences. Can you see all the issues? What is there in the epic will reflect here. Okay. Give me a minute, guys. Just a minute. Team, can you give me a minute? There is some issues here. I mean, there's some background noise happening outside. So it will be a disturbance. Are you able to hear that noise?
Yes.
Sir,
Please
very
give me a
loud.
minute. Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah, guys, are you able to hear me now? I'm sorry for the disturbance.
Yes.
No problem. We are able to hear you.
So this is the screen of your roadmap where every issues, whatever you have created. Can you hear the sound again?
Yes.
Team, guys, are you able to hear me now? Are you able to hear any background music again? I hope
No,
no.
no, no.
No.
Thank God. Sorry for time. Okay, so this is the roadmap. The first thing we have to understand and know here, on the top you have the project with the name and what is it about. Can you see this section? This will
Yes.
define about your cart and the area of where you're working. And being a roadmap, who and all are involved or whomever all you have assigned here will reflect here. Fine. Parallelly, in the epic, what are the epic stories you're talking about along with the issues or whatever will reflect here. You want to create any new more epic, you can click on the plus signal symbol rather, create epic. If you click, you can give any name towards like So this will create one more bug here. I mean, epic story talking about the testing, which is during the testing, I found a bug. So how it will happen? Once you click on this particular section, it will reflect on the right side about bug found during testing as the header. Description along with I can move it to done only when it is completed. Or whenever you create the first, it will be in the to-do list only, means it is still need to be addressed. You can give a little more description on how or what it is to be related with. It details who is the assignee. It's unassigned now, but reporting, it is me. So an assign section, I can click on that and I can find out any name. I can give it like even automatic person or a developer one or developer two. So I will keep it in automatic, which again it will take unassigned. Priority, how much important it is when you are doing a testing or testing team find a bug, they want it to be addressed immediately. You can change it to highest, medium or whatever. So I keep it highest. It will give a flag of high importance. Epic name, bug found during this. And you can leave a comment here again. You can give a comment like and save this. So once you save, this feature will reflect here that what you have given tagline. Whoever is assigned to this, they will go through the entire epic, understand the requirement, and they will work on this by the developer or the testing team, and they will revert back with the comments. Now, since this is a one-side application, you will not have interaction happening here. This is the loop between a trial version and a full stack version. So this will talk about the epics parallelly. If you see the duration of it, it is between 5.6 to 5.19. Admin is going to handle end-to-end operation. What is the duration given for this is your this arrow section 5.16 to 5.19. So it's hardly 11 to not 11 rather, since it's around 8 or 9 days of gap within which this has to be completed. Is there any communication given? No. There's no communication. It is in medium level, and assignee reporting name is Anjum, and this is how it is happening. So this will talk about the epic section here. Parallelly, you have two ways where you can create new scenarios, any new stories or epic. Either I can click on create project under project section. If not, you can click on the create button itself, which is reflecting down here, up here. So if I click on create project, it will give you the name like Kanban, Scrum, bug tracking, or whatever is there. If I don't want to create in this aspect, I want to go only with the stories. Okay, or let's say towards the epic. If you click on this, create issue will, yeah.
Hello, sir. Sir, how can I open, sir? Could you please explain me, sir?
Sorry, your voice is low actually. I'm unable to hear. Can you repeat again?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. 1 minute. Sir, could you please explain me, sir? What can I open chat? Are you getting my voice? Got it?
Chat.
Chat option, sir. How can I chat?
See, for chatting, if you click any of the epic over here, okay, let's say I'm clicking on admin is going to perform end-to-end operation.
Got
And
it,
I need
got it.
down, you have a section of chat here.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if I have to create a create a new issue in terms of epic task story, click on this blue button, which is reflecting here. A dialog box will open or a pop-up window. Here under project name, you select whichever project you're working for. I have selected, let's say ABC here, and I give that issue type, what it is. Is it a story? Is it a bug? Is it an epic? So if I talk about the story, what is the story name it could be? So I will give something like test purpose, okay, only. We could not find anything here, but this is a creating new, so it will not come. Let me change the name to HDFC again. And now when I click on test purpose only, it allows me, and I can give any comment if required here in the description box. I will leave assignee as it is, label. I don't want to give label sprint. If you see here sprint, it talks about how many sprints are there. Okay, so let me give in a sprint 13 EC board and story point estimate. What estimate I should be able to give? Let's say I give a 3. So my 3 stands for what? What is story point actually? What is the other name for story point? Tim, what is the other name for story point?
Complexity point.
Yes. So when I give 3, does it mean 3 weeks, 3 months, or what it is? Any of you tell me what?
24 hour.
24 hours is 3? No. Yeah, you're right. 24 hours, right? So each day we work for 8 hours, right? So
Yes.
8 into 3 is our 24 hours. So this particular section of issue, whatever is there, will be resolved within 24 hours. Okay. Reporting back to myself. I will not do any changes in terms of link or flag. Max to max, I can flag. I cannot even call it as C. Can you have the impediment name here? Since it is a test purpose, I will give a name as impediment only for time being. And I will create this section. Now, this is created, but it is not currently visible. So this is the area of concern which I'm talking about, will not have that visibility. So even if I have created, I will not be able to look into that aspect. Let me click on HDFC and see what are the things which I have created.
The chat is being disabled actually.
Sorry?
The chat is disabled.
No, chat is still there. Chat will not be disabled. Chat section will never be disabled. It will be there. And this is a section which will be always active for any issue you create. Okay. Can you see here the sprint name given here is like EC sprint. I can also possibly make it change. Let me see if I can change it here. I should have an option to change the sprint to the numbers. Now here I can see my test case. HDFC test purpose only. It is still there for to do, not yet completed. In this, I can again create an issue. Click on the issue and you can give out a name like okay. So if I click on this, it should show it as a bug. Let me keep it as a bug. And
Basics like how do we reach the backlog and all that.
sorry.
Basics like when we log into Jira, then how do we reach to this stage of backlog and all that.
I would love to answer, but I'm unable to understand. Your voice is not clear. Can you help me with that? Anybody are able to understand? If you can help me.
Can you start from little basics of like to log in Jira, like how do things start and
Yeah, that is what now basics of Jira is something. If you have a version of the company, you will be logging in. Moment you log into system, it will appear automatically. Okay, or you will be asked to one-time login. This being a trial version, like I've showed you, once you come to the screen, are you able to see the screen where it is for Atlassian?
Yes.
Here you have a 30 days trial period. Once you click on it, you will have this application downloaded in the same aspect how it is reflecting here. Okay, so if you click on Jira software, it will take you to the home page where you have all the project name and possible task or epic, whichever is there, which you have created. Okay, you will be also having option to view it in terms of the client, in terms of their each attributes. How many are assigned to me? If anything has to be done as a user, I require to need access to the web page is assigned to me, which I have to understand and help the team. Now, if I'm a developer, I have to work on it. If I'm a tester, I have to run the test on it. But if I'm a Scrum Master, I have to figure out the acceptance criteria towards it. So I have to figure out that. I can click on this and I can go here. I have a chat section here. Now, as I say, as a user, I require to need access to the page. So you can leave a comment here, as simple. Once you leave this comment, it will go to the particular person who has created that one, who is assigned to you, and they will work again on it. Your sprint duration, most of the time here, should show me. This will be placed, it is since a dummy version or a trial version is showing as EC sprint 13 and all. If you click on sprint here, it will show you 1, 2, 3, 4, or whichever number you want to expand on it. If it is for first sprint, it will show as sprint number 1. So for first 2 weeks, this is also one of the category which has to be completed. Are you understanding?
Yes.
Okay. Then in component section, you will not have work here because this is a trial version. All of you understand what is roadmap in terms of your epic and how to figure out what is the duration of it. You can also see in terms of today, if there is any applicable, or in terms of week, you can see the dates changing on the header. You can check the same thing in terms of your quarter between April to June, July to September in terms of your working relatability. If I click on today, it will show for the days today only, or rather it should show, which is not happening here. Okay. If I select in status category, you can see there is a to do, in progress, and done. So if I click on in progress selections, there is nothing which is currently happening in progress. If I have to select on to do, it will show me all of these, which is still in a to do list. Anything which is done or completed, I have this many completed shows. So this many stories are completed, and if you click on that, this is done. Can you see the status here? Done.
Yes.
This is moved to the done, means this portion of work is completed. There's nothing much to do. It is closed. So slowly, each of the aspect, whichever is happening, working on this issues, you will have option either to be done or to do. To do means somebody has to look on it and work on it. If that area of issue is resolved, you will move the category to done. At times in backlog, or rather I can call it as a active sprint, you will have this board to do, in progress, and done. Let me check if I can pull few of the inputs. Let me pull.
Hello, Ravi.
Yeah.
You would be providing this recording now to us?
Yeah, it will be there.
Okay.
Parallelly, I am trying to also, I'm asking you all to go to this link, download the application or the tool for 30-day trial. Whatever you got learning here, you can implement the same thing there, where you can have a little more understanding towards it.
Sure.
Okay. So if
sorry, Ravi, shall we get the path flow video, like first where we have to go, then how to create the project, then how to assign. So is there any path flow video where we can just follow that video and we can practice any demo video?
Or maybe some kind of SOP.
SOP and all we don't have, but this video I've showed you, if you click on this Jira software name, you will be in your work section where how many work is currently going on, you'll get to know. Parallelly, if you want to see how many projects are running, right side, if you see, you have the name called view all projects. If you click on that, it will reflect all the projects under that particular where you are assigned to rather. So whenever you download the application or you run in your real time also, we have to click in Jira software name, it will take you to the home page from where you will start working. If you are working for eCart, click on that eCart section or the project name, where you will have either roadmap on the first, which is on left side, if not the backlog or the sprints which you are working for. If your sprint section is empty, that means nothing is still worked upon. It is still in pending. If you find anything which is in to do here, okay, and if it is completed, you can move it to in progress or done. How? If you click here and the create, I will give this name as story test one for activity. I will not give any component, no attachment, no description, reporter, lead Ravi, and nothing else I will change here. Okay. Epic link not required. Sprint. I will give it a print of nothing rather, and I will create. Okay, view issue. So I have created one issue, right? Test one activity under the e-card sprint 38. Can you see here? All of you? So this is reflecting here. I haven't, just because this is a test, I haven't given any description or any other aspect currently. But if I check on the sprint section, it is still nothing. So I can give a like sprint SAM sprint 1. Okay. Here it is SAM sprint, but in real application, when you work in the companies, it will have the numbering like 1, 2, 3, 4, like I told earlier. That is how it will reflect. So once I'm done with this section, when I'm done with this, I will go back to my projects. Okay, because after this, nothing to save, or it is already configured. So I will leave a comment like, please consider and I will save this remark here. I will go back to my project just to see where I am. Okay, I'll click on the dashboard. Sorry, not dashboard. I'll click on the EC chart again. Click on my name. Ideally, when you click on your name in this section, all the stories, whatever created by you, should reflect. Okay, which is not happening in this trial version. So I am not able to pull that information out because of this trial version, I believe. Whereas when you go back into your e-card section or the stories, it's not reflecting. So can you see my activities here? Under the e-card section, you have a category called issues. If you click on the issues condition, all the issues, whatever exist between previous and the one which I have created today, will reflect here. Can you see the resolution? It is shows as unresolved for the first 5, and the one recently we did, it shows as done. As the admin, I want to log into the e-card site so that I can perform my activities. It is done. So we have to figure out how many are still unresolved, how many are done. Whichever done will reflect in done column in your product backlog table, and which are in progress will reflect in progress. You can also figure out or filter the done issues, which is completed, clicking on the done section here in the filters. Okay. Open issues, which are the new open issues over there. These are the new open issues which is created, and these all are still unresolved, and you have the priority basis here colored coding. Reported by me, we'll talk about who has reported. If it is by me, it will reflect by my name, and who are the assignees will reflect accordingly. Any issues related to me which has been triggered, there is one. As a user, I require or need access to the web page. Click on this. It is also already in to-do list. So if I give an answer as like completed, and save, I will give this particular section as lowest because it is done already. And I'll be back to my reports. I will go to the issues section again to check what happened to my area of issues. Click on my open issues where I have one. It is assigned, and status, I will change it To do to done means it is resolved. Okay. So this will mark me that my part of area is done, which I had received. So this is some pointers which we will practice and then we'll get to know. Which I'm showing now is good to see, but it will not be there in your memory for long. So what I would suggest you, download this application, start working towards it. It will help you understand how each aspect is happening. So are we clear on how to create issue and how to create for which project it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Ravi.
So if you click on Jira software application on top, you will have your work section.
Sir, hello, sir.
Yeah.
You send mail on Gmail, send link on Gmail or WhatsApp.
Whichever is registered with the institute, that email you will receive the link.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. So you click on Jira software, you will the first screen which will reflects as your work. You will have project name either created or might not be. Click on the view or project, whichever applicable in that system will reflect, or else if you want to create, you can create new from here. Click on create. You will have project name. For me, it is filled here with these aspects, so I am not able to create new. You will have an option to create. Give issue type would be task, bug, or story, or epic, whatever. Give a summary on what summary it is there. You can give the component. For me, it is not reflecting. Okay. If there is any attachment towards a screen sharing or some bug which is appearing, you can add here for real time. Give description on a brief if required. Do not change anything in the bottom, because if you change, the hierarchy also gets changed. If you are aware where it is going, you can go ahead with that and click on create. So once you click create, okay, so can you see it is a project under eCard EC39 where I've created the link as test for participants, and I'm having all the inputs here. Leave a comment like and save it. Okay. So are you getting taste of what is Jira software? Are you understanding how to create, how to check
Yes.
where are the issues lying, what are the sprints, how to define each aspect of it?
So how to create a new project?
That's what, if you click on this word create here, can you see the blue button? Either this one, or you can click on view all projects. So we can click view all which are existing. Let me go to the project section. You have the word called create project. When you click create projects, it will ask you on which section you want. Let me put a name like Scrum. Okay. It will ask you what kind of Scrum you're looking for. You have some options here. Click on the word called use template. Issue type stands like epic, story, bug, task, subtask. Okay. Use template. If it is working, it is good for me. I can show that. You can select a team managed project or a select company managed product. Okay. So whichever you feel is better. Change template. Okay, let me go with this again, and I will go use the template.
We are practicing or we are using only the Scrum project, right?
Yes. Add a detailed name here, like Scrum team training. Choose an access level. So I'm not giving any access level for now. Sorry guys, it disappeared. Got reverted. I'll repeat again. Click on Scrum. Click on use template. Go to the section. Don't change anything in this area. Click on use team management project or team managed product. Give a name. Do not give anything for access. Key STT is there. Let it be like that. And connect a repository document not required as of now, and click create project. Okay, it is asking to give access level. Let me give it private and click on create project. So once you click create project, this is where it will look like. Can you see the Scrum team I mean, the Scrum dashboard to do in progress and done is reflecting here. You can add any story here, or you can add one more column or tab like pending. Okay, and leave it like that. Basically, it should be movable. So I can keep it like that. My to-do will reflect here. Pending, I'll move whichever is there. Okay. To-do with in progress, anything pending, and then done. This is how it is. You can create a story out of it or a subtask. Let's create a story. Scrum team training is there now. Can you see? I'm having a story here. Give it a name like Scrum team learning. Don't give any assignee. I'm not giving an assignee here. Neither I'm changing any label. I will give sprint. I'll give STT sprint only. Story point I give here 1. So 1 stands for what, guys?
8 hours.
8 hours for one day.
Yeah, 8 hours, my working hours. Okay. I will not do anything in terms of block issues. I've created new one, so I don't take that one. Restrict to anything which whom you're restricting, anybody who should not be able to see. We cannot do that because it is within our team. And you are the admin because you are creating it. So I will leave as it is. Flag, no, not impediment. I will create the story here. As again, we will not be able to witness it here because of the restriction, I believe. This particular creativity on Scrum will reflect here. This is how it is. Your sprint is for 1, okay, and story point estimate is again 1. This is the Scrum learning your story. Give out a name, right? Initiating, save it. So once you are doing this activity, what happens is, can you see this? Your backlog is having 1 activity created, Scrum team learning. Okay, it is with the to-do category. I can create one more here. Okay. Now, when I have these 2 sections here, there is quite a possible thing that one team who's working on this might not go with the first one initially. It's my choice, right? I want to work on whatever aspect comes first. I will change it. My first STD sprint will be second and second becomes 1 year. Are you able to understand what is happening here? How you categorize the working? Guys, is that a categorization or moving of simply names up and down?
So please repeat how to categorize.
So I'm categorizing which is important for me over there, which has to be addressed first, and that will go in that aspect. Leading to this, I can check in my board. It should reflect, but it is not reflecting. So let me create something for the backlog as well. Backlog already exists. Okay, so I'm having my issues here created in terms of backlog. Let me see if it reflects there. So I am now considering my first sprint. My sprint name is sprint 1, customized for 1 week. I have given the start date, this is today, and time it is taking automatically. Sprint goal, sprint test and review, and I'll click on start. So can you see now it is reflecting in our prod backlog dashboard? To do issues are there are 2. All of you able to view?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, as the knowledge progresses towards the working of it, it will move in progress section. I have to move it like that. Okay, and once the day is over, definitely in case after working, team has to move it to pending, making it to understand that it is still incomplete. We will be done by next day. So next day when they are coming and working again, they will move it back to their section that I'm working, and then once it is done, okay, we will add a flag as in we are doing today. Okay, once it is completed, we have to change the flag to the green. Remove flag and move it to done section. So my out of my 2 sprint stories, 1 is completed. Are you understanding how it is happening now for a sprint? For sprint, you have to click on the projects, create project, click on Scrum section. Do not touch anything in this template area, just use template. The third screen, whatever comes with the project template, Scrum, it will prompt here for check template. Do not do any touch here, any corrections. Scroll down and select a team managed project. So once you click on that, you have to give any name, change the access level to private, that is for your own system. Key name, you can give anything or whatever comes there, or if anything is reflecting, select the same thing. Okay, and click on create project. The moment you click on create project,
STT is already.
uses the project key. So once you're done, you will be in the sprint demo. Project name is demo, and you'll be in the sprint board. So click on the go to the backlog over here. You will have a section here. Whatever you create here, let's say I type anything and I give it a any other name over here. I'm done. So we have 2 options here. Either I can move it in prioritization level. I can bring whatever has to go first. Click the start sprint. Give the demo sprint name, duration, let be 1 week, 1 week or 2 week, whatever you want. Okay, give it any date. I will give it for tomorrow. And click on start sprint. The moment I click on start sprint, this will reflect in my sprint dashboard. Okay, if you want to have anything new out of these 3 boxes, click on this plus, give it a name pending like I did earlier. Save it and move it wherever you want to move it. Now it is at the last, I can bring it to the third area. Once I'm done with this first part of work, I'll move it to progress, means happening. And then by end of the day, if it is still not completed, I'll move it to the pending area. So anybody who sees will understand that it is still happening. And the next day when you will come back to office, pull it back to your time under your name work. And then when it's done, by end of the day, move it to done section. So are you able to understand how it is happening in terms of Jira? I'm sorry, because of so many restrictions in this trial version, I'm unable to give you the exact knowledge. But if you practice on your own with the application download, you will be able to understand the usage of Jira.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
yeah.
the slide in slide screenshot you have shown the Jira demo slide. This seems to look so complicated, but here there's no complications as I can see.
See, the slides, whatever I've showed over there is talking in terms of full stack development application. Okay. So this is a trial version.
Okay.
This is a trial version. Trial version will not give all the permissions, right? It will have a lot of restrictions. So I'm limited to that usage. So that is where when I take a snapshot for the presentation, I'm trying to give you a full scale understanding how it will look like. And trust me, it is not confusing. The moment you start working, you will be able to relate that which are your project and what are the open issues over there and where to interact and how to define what requires to be done. Okay. So in beginning, I had two, e-card and SDFC. Now I'm having one Scrum team training and one demo more of projects to which I have to work. How many sprint is defined? Entire sprint will come here in terms of 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, whatever is there, to whom you have assigned developer 1, 2, 3, 4, team who's there, or tester 1, 2, 3, and to find out or to trace the progress of each activity. Okay. So is it clear now, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, understood, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So our team will get back to you on the same, and you will have this link with you. Meanwhile, if you want to have a check on the link, I can possibly show you like how it will be.
Can you send the link in chat section? We can copy it.
Don't worry, you all will have an email. You will have the link over there. It's not a tough thing. Okay.
We have to pay for the software, right?
Jira software, sir.
Pardon?
Jira software. Okay, sir.
This is a free trial link which I'm sharing with you all, and it is only for 30 days.
Okay.
So full version, if I have to buy, I am not running a company because it has to be payable in different aspect, right? It will be a huge amount. So for learning purpose, 30 days, I believe it's more than enough if you spend daily an hour to understand what is Jira, to get familiarized with it.
How can I install, sir?
Pardon?
How can I install, sir, Jira software?
You have nothing to do. I have showed you the link, I believe.
Okay.
You have to click on this link. Right after clicking on that link, it will, where is it? 1 minute. The moment you click on that link, which I showed in PPT, you will end up in this screen for Atlassian Jira software. Just click on start my free 30 days trial. Okay, everything will automatically, since this is a web-based application, there is nothing for downloading as such. Everything is embedded within it and you can use it.
Yes.
Okay, and sir, is there any specific OS requirement for this? Like,
no,
if
nothing
I'm
as such.
Okay.
For most of the systems now, you have 64-bit, right?
Yeah, but
even for 32-bit, it will support. The reason behind why it will support, because there are few restrictions also, right? It is not giving you a full-scale understanding, but you will have at least 80% you will get to know. What is Jira, how to create tasks, how to work on it, how to measure, what is my backlog, what is the sprint, all those aspects. In terms of defining of work, like how I showed in your PPT, that option is not available or it is not active. Okay. Any more guys towards the session before winding up? Okay, guys, then this video link will be
all clear.
clear. Great. So you will have this session recording shared by our team within few hours, and parallelly this link will be there. So I would recommend or request each one of you to spare some time and download this link, application, and start to feel how it happens. It will give you a great understanding on it.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Sure, sir, sure.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you so much.
Yes, same to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.